Good morning, students. Today we'll start chemistry, chapter 3, atoms and molecules. So, students, take out page number 31. Students, in your junior classes, you all have done what do we mean by atoms and molecules. So, in this chapter, we will be doing how these atoms and molecules are important to us. How the concept was developed, who developed the concept, and how they are important in our daily life routine. Now, students, we all know that each and every matter is made up of smallest unit known as atom. So, student, it was Maharshi Kannad, he was an Indian philosopher who explained that if we keep on dividing matter, which they used to say padarth, in Hindi we say it padarth. So each and every matter, if we keep on dividing, we get a smaller and smaller particles, and ultimately we get a smallest particle which cannot be further divided. He named that particle as Parmanu. Later on, a Greek philosopher Democritus, he called that particles as indivisible particles as atoms. So atoms in Greek means indivisible. So each and every matter is made up of a smallest unit known as atom. Later on, it was Antonio Lavoisier. With the help of these atoms, he laid the foundation of laws of chemical combination. So, Lavoisier formulated two laws of chemical combination. So, the first law is law of conservation of mass. What this law states that? This law states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Now I will explain this. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Right? For this they have explained activity 3.1. In this activity they have taken a conical flask, and in this flask they have put a chemical which you can see solution Y, and in a small test tube they have put a chemical solution X. Right? We will weigh both separately, X and Y separately, right? And then we will tilt this test tube so that the chemical get mixed with solution Y. After the reaction, again we will weigh the whole solution. So what we will observe, which will satisfy law of conservation of mass. So what we will observe, we have taken solution A and taken solution B, like in book it is written X and Y, right? We have calculated, we have weighed the mass. For example, it is 5 and unit and it is 2 units, right? When both these solutions, chemicals, they react, a new compound is formed, right? When we will weigh this compound, it will be 7. That is the total mass of reactant. This part is known as reactant, substances which react. I have already told, and this is product which is formed after reaction. So total mass of reactants A and B will be always equal to the total mass of the product. No matter what product is formed, but the total mass will remain same. So this satisfies law of conservation of mass, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So students, you can mark this law. It is given on page number 32. Page number 32, law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So students, you cannot say that A and B reacted, they were destroyed and a new product is formed. No, they have rearranged themselves and a new product is formed, but you cannot say that A and B are destroyed and AB is created. No. They rearrange, a new product is formed, but total mass of the reactant will always be equal to the total mass of product. I hope you have understood the first law, law of chemical combination, first law, law of conservation of mass. Right, student? Now, the second law is law of constant proportion. It is second law, law of constant means same, uniform, constant proportion means student ratio. Law of constant proportion. What this law explains? This law explains that in a chemical substance, that is compound, the elements are always present in fixed ratio by mass. Let me explain you with the example. Let us take an example, water. Right? So, water is a compound which is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Now, we will check their ratio. Hydrogen atomic mass, you will be learning soon. So, hydrogen atomic mass is 1. How many atoms of hydrogen we have? 2. Ratio. Oxygen atomic mass is 16 gram. Right? So, 1 unit of hydrogen and 16 of oxygen. 2 atoms of hydrogen are there, the 1 into 2. So, what it becomes? 2 is to 16. We will take out the simplest ratio, 1 is to 8. 2 ones are 2 and 2 8s is 16. Now the ratio is 1 is to 8. Now the law says that water is formed from hydrogen and oxygen only when, please listen students carefully, only when hydrogen and oxygen combine in ratio 1 is to 8. If you change the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen, even in decimals you change the ratio, you will not get back water. The ratio remains fixed in a compound. Like there are 30 students in the class, and if I give them sample of hydrogen and oxygen and tell them to make water, although it is not possible to perform this experiment in the class. So if I give them hydrogen or oxygen sample to make water, so only that student will be able to make who will combine hydrogen and oxygen in the exact ratio of 1 is to 8. Then only water will be formed. If little bit ratio is changed, little bit, even in decimal, you will not get water, some other compound will be formed. So this is law of constant means uniform proportion, that is ratio. One more example I will explain. It is given in your NCERT on page number 32 left side. Ammonia. Ammonia is NH3. Okay students. Now nitrogen atomic mass is 14. It is fixed. You will be learning in this chapter. So nitrogen mass is 14. Now I told you hydrogen ka mass is, I told you earlier it is 1. So hydrogen mass is 1. How many atoms of hydrogen we have? 3. So it becomes 14 is to 3. No simplest ratio, no cutting can be done. Right? So no simplest ratio. So it is 14 is to 3. It means nitrogen and hydrogen always combine in ratio 14 is to 3 to form ammonia. if you try to change the ratio, make changes in it, you will not get ammonia. Some other compound will be formed from nitrogen and hydrogen, but not ammonia. So there were two laws of proportion which was explained by Lavoisier, two laws of chemical combination. One was law of conservation of mass, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, and second is law of constant proportion. The student, you can mark, it is given on page number 32, law of constant proportion. The law is given here. In a chemical substance, you know, I have told you in first chapter also, substance, element or compound. So in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite, that is fixed ratio by mass. I hope you have understood. This is ammonia wala example I explained right now, ammonia. This is of water. So two example you can explain in this. Ratio cannot be changed. Students, I hope you have understood these two laws. Thank you, students.